Today, we're looking at how Griffith turns research into practical results. Imagine the possibility of an inclusive future. Researchers at Griffith University are enhancing resilience, redefining disability, revolutionising rehabilitation, all through interdisciplinary collaboration and user-driven solutions. Join us to discover what the future might look like.
My name is Dinesh. I am a researcher at Griffith and I'm a doctor in the emergency department at the Gold Coast University Hospital. We're using drug therapy, electrical stimulation and thought-controlled rehab to hopefully increase function in spinal cord injury. What we're doing is putting all that together. We're making it more precise using a digital twin. We're looking at how to optimally apply electrical stimulation. We're looking at the changes very closely. We're measuring as many things as possible to see where the changes are happening. And we're building on that science to make it better. You know, when I first had the accident, actually, the science was very sparse, but over the last few years, it's really picked up. And for the first time in history, we've seen people move their limbs again after chronic paralysis. I think this spinal cord injury has been an opportunity for me to explore that. And through a bunch of serendipitous events, I've met some people. I've been here at Griffith, where we have some very passionate people in this area. And that's how I've got into the spinal cord project that we're doing.
So the Bone Clinic is a translational research facility. Its primary goal is to prevent osteoporotic fracture in older men and women. Younger people as well, but older people are our primary demographic. And it is a way of managing osteoporosis comprehensively by offering a evidence-based exercise program as well as a dietary consult. But along with that, we collect data on everybody as if they are a research participant. We're basically here to apply the results of that research that we did at Griffith into the real world. And the fantastic news is we're getting great results. My vision for the clinic was that we could produce the evidence that we normally produce in randomised controlled trials, but we could produce the same quality evidence just by volume of people coming to the clinic and undertaking the exercise, which will make it indisputable to the people who argue that exercise isn't the answer for osteoporosis, and there is a lot of resistance.
One of our major projects is something called the Beehive, which is the Brain and Environmental Enrichment Lab, and that's a lab that's focused on development and innovation following neurotrauma, so serious brain injury, inclusive of road traffic accidents and stroke and everything in between. So what we're doing in that lab really is trying to understand better the damaged brain and how that actually can be better assessed, because our methods at the moment haven't advanced beyond what we knew in 1980 in some of those things. So the way that we assess that and diagnose brain injury and cognitive function after injury is something that we're focused on, but also moving into that space of using virtual reality and extended realities to really try and personalise that treatment program.
So I came to speech pathology out of a desire to make a difference, combining science with communication, with psychology, with just things about being a human person. And I found my way through the training towards this particular area. Now I work mostly with children, adolescents and adults with autism and related disabilities. I do work with my team to understand the nature of their experiences, ways of better supporting and providing options to these people in their lives, and also work to try to help those around them, the clinicians, the educators, the parents, to provide the best possible environment for people to grow up, to live big, rewarding, fun, enjoyable, full lives. So just recently, we published a series of guides that are designed to help clinicians make really good decisions about how to best understand and support children on the autism spectrum attending early intervention services. So this is a space where people often have the best of intentions, but don't quite know what the best thing is to do. And by bringing together a group of researchers and clinicians and parents, people with a variety of experiences, we're able to give some advice, some practical tips that will help steer people in the right direction. I think it's really critical that we don't just think about what the future will be like, but how we're going to get there. And in my opinion, the only way we're going to get to the place we want to be is to have a cohesive approach, working together with all the people who matter. So that's the people with lived experience, front and centre, those closest to them, next, and then everybody else in the community, from the clinicians to the educators, to the person at the local shop, to politicians, who really have to come together to find and discover and realise this better way of living, doing, thinking, and ultimately feeling in the world that we live in.
The joy of Griffith is the community. It's the individuals, the researchers, the administrators, and the entire tribe. Watching a spark of an imagination, a spark of thinking big, and seeing how that ignites the passion of so many people around a topic, an issue, or a desire. And then marrying that to an end user, a client, a patient, whose world becomes ever so more inclusive as the possibilities of Griffith researchers turn from dreaming big to incredible realities.